It's almost Valentine's Day, isn't it?
No, it's just right around the corner. Time flew by.
And you know what that means? It means everybody's looking to get booed up.
Booed up.
This is especially for women, right? Because this is the holiday where the men are supposed to take you out,
Buy you roses,
flowers and candy,
wine and dine you.
presents, jewelry.
And then when that doesn't happen the way we expect it to happen,
Then for a lot of people, Valentine's Day becomes a really frustrating experience.
yeah.
Either because they feel that they have to be accompanied by someone,
Mm-hmm.
or there's something wrong with them,
Right.
or their significant other isn't living up to
Their expectations.
their expectations.
Become depressed, frustrated, sad. So it can be a really difficult time.
So the question here is, if Valentine's Day is supposedly the day that we're supposed to celebrate love, then how can we make Valentine's Day really be about love?
So I think the first thing to really bring in love, to make Valentine's Day about love, is working on self-love. For women, we forget to love ourselves. We're raised to take care of our families, to take care of kids, and we forget about ourselves. You know?
Absolutely. And what our story is that to really fall in love, to be in love, this other person has to complete you.
Mm-hmm.
This other person has to make you happy, fill up the other side of your cup, the other half of your orange. And so we come into this situation, into this equation already with negative.
Right.
That we ourselves aren't enough, and that we have to find someone else who's going to make it better.
Right. So we're setting unrealistic expectations, ones that our partners cannot meet, you know? And one of the examples I've always given clients is, you know, when you're on at the airport on the airplane and they're telling you the safety instructions, the first thing that they say, if we lose oxygen, take the mask and put it on yourself first. Then you put it on on your loved ones. So it's the same analogy. If we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not loving ourselves, we can't love anyone else, and we can't accept love. We don't have space to allow love in. So we have to first look at ourselves and take care of ourselves. Now, how do we do that?
Absolutely. So today, what we're going to talk about a little bit is what it means to really prepare ourselves to be love.
Right.
And in being love, we love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then in loving ourselves, we can love not just our significant others, but everyone else around us.
Even nature. You know, opening up to truly love unconditionally, love everything that's around us. You know, and one of those ways, we're going to talk about a few different ways of things that you can do so that you can love yourself. One of those things is really taking care of yourself, which means eating right, drinking lots of water, getting plenty of sleep, you know, getting rid of friends that really deplete you, that wear you down, that's always negative, and you leave, you know, you're that friend that you have and you go see them and you just leave and you go home and you're exhausted and you're tired and you're like, oh my God, this person really drained me. That's something that you need to really just get out of your life. Yeah.
Absolutely. The other one that I think about a lot is remembering that love and falling in love doesn't necessarily have to do with one person. What we begin to do with the idea, this concept of love, is we begin to make it smaller and smaller and limited and more limited and more limited. So I can only love my significant other this way, which means I couldn't love another human being like that person, or I can't love the things that are around me. But in reality, our job as women is to constantly be in a state of love.
Exactly. so, yeah, so some of the other things, speaking of being in that constant state of love, sometimes as women, we can be really hard on ourselves. We have certain expectations, we have certain demands. And so one of the things that you can do to self-love yourself is truly accepting yourself. Accepting yourself 100% as you are, and understanding that we all make mistakes. We all fail sometimes, but failure is not the end all. It's an opportunity to learn from your mistakes and to grow.
Yes. And I would say
Exactly, failure doesn't even really exist. I'm saying that word failure, but failure is a label that we put on it. It's just, okay, we made a mistake. Things are, there is no good or bad. And Tantra talks about that non-duality. So not labeling things.
Absolutely. And in that acceptance, just as much as you deserve that acceptance, if it's a significant other, if it's your partner, if it's your friend, if it's your mother, that other person also deserves that same type of acceptance. So another thing that we can do to really feel more love within ourselves and in our relationships is allowing people to love it the way that is natural to them.
Right.
This doesn't mean we can't compromise. It doesn't mean that people shouldn't be open to compromise. But I shouldn't expect that other person to love exactly the same way that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Because love is giving without asking in return.
Right. And that's where the 5 love languages come in. So understanding what your love language is and what your partner or your family or your friend, what their love language is. Because they're all going to be different.
Absolutely. So all of this, speaking of all of this, if somebody who's out there who's watching, or, it's already the 11th, someone who's maybe anxious because the date's coming up and it might bring up a lot of tough emotions, what do you suggest for a person to work on their self-love? How can we contribute?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's certain things that we can do. We can, as a person, you can give the things that you want from someone else. Give that to yourself. Buy yourself flowers. Buy yourself, roses. Take yourself out on a nice date or something. But also, just working on yourself in terms of giving yourself a nice massage, taking time out to be by yourself, to really focus on becoming more aware of yourself through meditation, masturbation as well. For a lot of women, they feel like it's a taboo. I can't touch myself, or they begin and they try, but they're not feeling good, or they don't feel comfortable, or they feel grossed out because you're not really in tune with that love, with loving yourself. And so one of the things that we've always done with our workshops, especially for women, is actually teach women to look in the mirror, look at yourself, and talk to yourself. It's really important to have more self-awareness and doing active meditations. A lot of the meditations that we do are active meditations to help release all of the trauma, the anxiety, the stress that's within your bodies, and balance and activate your chakras so that you can be more open to accept and give love.
So you know what? This year, I gave myself a little something that I'm excited about.
What is that?
And that is, I'm really excited, not just for February, but for March. Because in March, one thing that is a huge dream of ours is coming up.
Yes.
And that is going to be the Sacred Sisters Soul Retreat. So being that it's a dream that you've talked about a lot, why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Okay. Well, just really quickly, I went to Salvador in 2011 for the first time, and I fell in love with Salvador. And so as a psychotherapist, I've always wanted to do retreats around the world. And so I chose Salvador because my heart and soul is there. So I said, I want my very first retreat to be in Salvador for women of color. Because women of color, we work so hard on this issue of love and giving, and not receiving. So this is just such a wonderful gift and present for both of us to be able to actually work together for the first time in offering this retreat in March. so that women can actually learn how to love themselves. We're going to do a lot of different things in the retreat. Active meditations, as I talked about, yoga, teaching natural gynecology for women to learn how to look after their bodies and care for their bodies. Learn yoni steam baths, which is delicious to really treat your yoni. And also lots of wonderful me time, just to be on the beautiful beaches in Salvador de Bahia. So that's a present that you can all give to yourselves as well. That's a huge present for Valentine's Day, just to be able to sit and relax on the beach.
Absolutely. Bahia is definitely one of the places that I fell in love with. Definitely. One of the reasons that, we both live in Brazil, and so it's going to be such a present to be able to cycle back there and really do something that will both be healing for ourselves and for other women of color out there.
And that's just our passion. So, the Sacred Sisters Soul Retreat will be March 25th to April 1st in Salvador de Bahia.
So we've got both a cultural and a spiritual experience within the city of Salvador, and then we'll get to go out into more exclusive beaches so that we can have more time to really go through our rebirthing process.
Yes, so meditation on the beach, yoga on the beach, gonna be delicious. The first part you're going to have a cultural experience to feel the magic of Salvador with all of its beauty, its love, the music, capoeira, the Afro-Brazilian dance, the food. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely.
So if you'd like more information, just contact us at Sacred Sisters Soul Retreat at gmail.com. Again, that's Sacred Sisters Soul Retreat at gmail.com. And if you just want more information about anything that we talked about, if you'd like to, if you have any questions, you'd like to find out any more, send us a message at prandadaprim at gmail.com. That's prandadaprim at gmail.com. And we would really love to hear from you. Any self-care tips that you have that's worked for you, that's helped you to feel better and more confident or more in love with yourself, please share it. You can, comment on the video or send us an email.
Yep, so tell us how you love yourselves.
Yes.
So we hope to see you soon, whether it's on here in the comments or in Bahia spending Easter with us. So,
yes.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Thank you.
Blessings. We'll see you all soon.
See you soon.